Hello, ATs, resident students and teachers.
Hello, Mr. Papa.
Thank you. Sit down. In the lesson that we took on friction, number 2, we tried to also identify the types of frictions, and that's rolling friction, sliding, and fluid friction. This is still on friction, lesson number 3, and the problem that we will look at is in a question form here. I'd like everyone to read. So, is there any friction in liquids? That's what we're going to look at in today's lesson. Now, we will go straight into our activity. These are the materials that you should have. Receiving teachers, you can provide other things in substitute for this. Now, we have 3 test tubes for each group. The first one, this is a dishwashing detergent. The second test tube, it contains cooking oil. And the third one is a Omo solution. We also have 3 different surfaces. The first one, the surface made of plastic. The second surface, we will be using paper. And the third one is a polyester foam that we will be using. You will also have a clock and a foam which is in this shape or size, especially the length and the height, which I will demonstrate to you how to use this. So the question, is there any friction in liquids? Now you will carry out an activity and try to find out if there is friction in liquids. So you have different types of liquids in front of you. Now your instructions. You will first describe the track surface. So we have 3 different surfaces there. You will quickly, in your groups, discuss the differences between each of the tracks there and describe each of them. So I'll allow you to quickly discuss the surfaces. Receiving students, you can, if you don't have these surfaces, you can substitute. If you don't have them right now, then you can have a look at this surface which are in front of the model class on their tables, then you can discuss. All right, I think that should be enough. You have some idea of each of the surfaces. Now what we are going to do is we will place the different surfaces on the tilted track. So we have this here. This is how we are going to carry out the activity. We will start off with a track. So example, the first one, which is labeled A, I will place this on this foam here, and I will work with the first liquid, which is the, all right. What I will do is I will just pour a little bit on here, all right, maybe one third of this liquid here, because I'm going to use the same liquid on the other tracks too, right? So first of all, you try it out on one surface. Finish. The starting time, finishing time, you will also record that. After you do your recordings, then you clean it with the rag, and you go on to the next liquid. Do the same, clean it, and then go on to the next liquid. After you finish with the first surface, you go on to the second one. You finish with the second one, you go on to the third one. Right. Step number 3 tells us pour each of the liquid on one type of surface on the account of the start. And after you do all that, you will compare and it will give you reasons. And this is the table that you will have to complete. With that, any questions before we begin? Very important thing, do not taste any of these liquids. For safety purpose, don't taste any of this liquid. You may start now. Okay. You start from this side, turn it from A. That's your starting.
What we do? Demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, go. Lilik, so little big plan. Lilik, so. Okay na.
A third of it. So 1, 2, 3, third. Center. Point. Keep pouring. Okay. Awesome.
Slowest, slower, fast. Number looks so fast. Stop, don't load too much, yeah. Something I don't run fast, yeah.
That's all right. No, you got to use the same one on the other surface.
And then once you get used to the other ones.
But yeah, first we'll work on this surface only first. Compare the three liquids on the surface. Yeah, just observe. Liquids on one surface. All right, some of the questions that you should ask yourself is it flowing fast? Is it moving slowly or all this? And why? You should reason out. Why? Why do you think? Is there any form of friction in it or there's not? When you are satisfied, you can remove it, clean it with a rag, and you try the next liquid on the same surface. Still using the surface A. Still using the surface A. Use the next liquid.
Still using the same
So what is it? Is it traveling the same speed as the first liquid?
It's traveling faster. No, 2 minutes now. Okay, stop.
Give your reasons why.
Give me the one. Wait, will.
Okay, it's okay. You can clean it. Put on another one.
4 minutes.
Just observe the movement. It's okay. You can go on to the finish line.
4 minutes 5. 4 minutes 14 seconds. 4 minutes. Around with this.
Use the same surface for the other liquid. Clean it.
When we talk about around, William is he knows everything. He knows
Never said that shit.
You finished, son. Okay, next one.
Already did so.
You go on to the other surface. Okay, work faster. Work faster.
Okay, enough. Set it. What's the mark? Turn around, turn it around, turn it around.
Is it really the same as the first one?
No, it's turn much faster than that.
Why?
Stop it! She's attacking him. Anna, you said it again. Bring it here. No, it's fine. I'm gonna cancel something. When? We did it again. We did it again. We can't do it again because you already went. No, it's okay. Plenty oil. Don't worry. Okay, rub it again. And this time you get ready.
Yeah. No, no, first one.
Yeah, me recording.
Okay. It's okay. You can remove it. Try it another. But you can tell the difference between the first one and this one. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
You should also give some reasons why you think there's differences between those two.
Rossi.
We need to
30
rinse it.
seconds. More than 30 seconds to reach the line.
Just sort the look.
Just one him to.
Oh, then put it down. Okay, ready. Let's go.
Okay, then it,
Not turning now.
Turning me, you just have to show.
in case it flows down, it flows to receive. thing is, I placed the mark here, but it's not flowing fast. So maybe you could put up the mark somewhere right now and see how long it will take, which is this here, for us to differentiate one liquid to another.
Maar je kan er staan, no?
But it's okay.
Come to oil, come stop like you map, you say,
Okay, it's alright. You continue what you are doing. But as long as you tell the difference between how fast each of these liquids move on different surfaces. I'm just saying that so that you remember what you did. Because we can't actually remember unless we have some records there. Right, we will stop here. Many of you have finished, and I hope your tables are also completed. Answering, is there any friction in liquids? We'll quickly go through the results by looking at this table here. We have three surfaces here, A, B, and C. And the results we will find is on the surface A, which is the fastest, which is a bit fast, and which is the slowest. So from your findings, let's have someone from one group to tell us what you have found out on surface A. A is the plastic. All right, let's have this group.
Almost solution first. Second, cooking oil.
Cooking oil.
And the last one, dishwashing liquid.
All right, let's have surface B.
The fastest is almost solution. The second fastest is oil.
All right, cooking oil.
And the least is dishwashing detergent.
C, we'll have, all right, Raymond, your group.
The fastest was almost solution, and the second one was cooking oil, and the slowest was the detergent.
All right, you find out that results are the same for each of those surfaces. All right. A, we have plastic. B, we have paper. And C, we have the foam. Now, did you find out that there was friction taking place or not? General question, which liquid flowed easily on all types of surfaces? The homo solution. Why do you think? Why? Why? Any reasons? All right, Karat will tell the class his reasons why he said that homo solution has flown easily in most of those surfaces.
We think that because it was light, the others were too thick. That's why they couldn't flow down fast.
All right, light in terms of density, how dense it is. All right, good. That's his reason. I hope, reason students, you also have your own reasons if you have carried out the experiments. Which liquid did not flow easily on all surfaces? Now we can see this easily. The liquid that did not flow easily is the detergent, which did not flow easily, and there are some reasons why. But there was some sort of friction taking place that you could see that some liquids would flow fast while take their time, flow very slowly because of the surface they have, they contact with, that makes the difference. Look at the following pictures and answer the questions. We will have a look at these pictures in a few minutes, and just to give us some idea. All right, the first one. It's a boat in the sea. You can see there is an object there coming in contact with the liquid, all right, which is the water. But this boat is different from the second one, which is B. What's the difference? These two boats are actually coming in contact with the liquid water. But there's some differences in there. All right, A and B. Which of these boats will have less friction? A or B? A or B?
B.
All right,
The letter
you think about it. Why do you think so? If you say A, why? If you say B, why? All right, that you will have to complete at your own time in your worksheets. Or you can copy this down, receiving students, and answer this at your own time. Find out how a plane reduces friction in the air. How a plane reduces friction in the air. That's also a question for you to think of. Take home and think about it. Our summary. In rolling and sliding, the friction force depends on the weight of the object. So that's one thing, the weight. Fluid friction occurs when things move across or through liquid or gas. So one thing that we will think about rolling and sliding friction, the force depends on the weight of the object. Not only that, but fluid friction depends on its size and shape. The size and shape is also important because it also, the amount of friction will also depend on that. Last summary point I want everyone to read. 1, 2. All right, when we talk about streamlining, we're talking about shaping an object. All right, those two pictures you saw, the two boats, they have different shapes. All right, now how can you shape something to help reduce friction? Right, so there's something for you to think about. That is the last summary point for this lesson. Key phrase is fluid friction. Next lesson, we will look at friction lesson number 4, measuring reduced frictions. That's the topic that we will look at. With that, thank you, HCS receiving students and teachers for your participation.